Welcome to the show.
I'm so happy to be here with you.
You just have this energy. You walked into the studio and everything just got brighter.
You know, you're not for everyone, is what I realized in life. And I'm a Haitian-born girl that was raised in Paris and that came to the US without speaking a word of English. And obviously teased and bullied and so forth. And I knew that I had something in me that, you know, was unique. And I kept that resilience through and through while I was learning a new language and battling a lot of different obstacles.
A vibrant soul and living a glamorous life, Guerdy Abraira, known for the Real Housewives of Miami, walks us through her newfound reality.
I walked out of there saying, okay, on to St. Bart's I'm going. And it wasn't until I was on my trip to St. Bart's that I get a call that they found something. And that was a non-invasive tumor until I went back again for an MRI. And then they found a second invasive tumor. So it was a trickle down, slow trickle of information. And that's what, you know, people don't understand. Like you don't just get diagnosed and it's a flat out deal where there's A and B solution and it's not a perfect formula. There's always a wave because there's different tests and different tests tells you different diagnosis. So it was a very layered process where it started out with me just needing a lumpectomy surgery. And I was like, yes, I can do this. And then for me needing chemo and radiation, yada, yada, yada. And so the journey was definitely emotional roller coaster that I wanted to get off from.
So for your family, how did they cope with this diagnosis as well?
He's so funny because my husband just recently was telling me we're going to couples therapy, and that's another thing as far as like, you know, post-cancer, you have PTSD. And so, you know, he was bottling so much strength and so forth that his emotions were deep down inside. And so now we're going to counseling because we want to make sure that everyone's able to move forward to our new normal. You can't go back there. Whatever happened in the past is the past. You're a new person, you know, it's an evolution. But it takes a toll on the whole family. And so our goal was just to create a safety net for the kids emotionally and to be like, Mommy's gonna be okay. That's the end result. Now, how we get there is gonna be a little rough, but we're gonna make it and Mommy's gonna be okay. So that's why we held on to the hope and that little light at the end of the tunnel.
You've mentioned the word hope a few times. Was that what carried you through?
It's hope and strength. And focus, you know, it's a little bit of everything. There's a medley, and it may not work for some people. Maybe some other people is something else. But you have to try to articulate and figure out exactly what works for you to be able to push through. Because one thing that I realized in fighting was you have to take it second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour. And I'm a planner, so my goal was like, how do I get better? I don't want to know about this. I want just have end result. And everyone's like, no, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. Sit down, have a seat. It's going to be a slow drip, you know? So I had to learn how to like refocus my mind and release the control that I usually have because I now became a patient where I had no control. So you have to understand, for me, it was very difficult because I know there's a lot of us women, A-type personalities, which most of us do get breast cancer because of the stress, I think. But it was for me to be like, okay, let me swallow this big, humbling pill.
And you said you had to retrain your brain. For the viewers at home that could be maybe not in the same situation, but you know, in this whole like having to reformat. How did you do that? Was there something that helped you get there?
Well, I just try to use words because I feel like with words there's definition and there's meaning. So I was like, okay, be selfish. What does that look like? Selfish. In the morning, do I go straight to my kitchen and make my kids breakfast? No. Guys, let me show you how to make eggs. Now they're on their own. So now I get up, I do my breathing exercises. I get up, I take a 5-mile walk if I can. I take care of me. Self-care is so important. Even just like, you know, the best lotions and investing in all those things that make you feel good. You feel good, you look good. You look good, you do good. And so it's a trickle-down effect in all that in all those ways. And I'm trying to act them out to the best of my ability, you know, so yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.